Airbnb is not a side hustle. Airbnb is a job. It is work. Nico has some questions. Let's go live. Hey, what's up, Nico?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I got jealous of your Christmas tree and I had to be right next to mine too.
Awesome. Looks good.
I ask a very good question that I'm thinking here to see if it makes sense to your knowledge or not.
Go ahead.
All right, so I've come across a couple deals that is owner financed.
Okay.
So what happens is that, I'm trying to build some wealth here. And of course, based on my finances, I'm limited to what I can do. Because of course, I don't have that cash money to spare, but I'm, just leveraging my credit with the banks.
Mm-hmm.
So I came across, those couple deals that people are selling the house. Okay, it's just slightly below market, maybe 5% below market, and they're doing the owner finance. So of course, when they do the owner finance, it's not going to be on the 3 points or 4 points. I've find a couple other deals in the 10, 11%, which is outrageous. But I did find one deal that is 8.5 and a half that they're doing it. So that doesn't go to my credit. That doesn't play into my debt ratio income. And what I'm trying to do, we did some Airbnb business, which, if you fully, have an exclusive house doing that on a monthly basis, you're looking about give and take if you have 90 to 95 reservations or occupancy every month, which it's about right, 9 to 95%.
It depends on your market, because my market's not. My market's 55% occupancy rate.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, my market's 55% occupancy. So again, it's not flat, and it's not as easy as people make it seem that it is this way. And Airbnb is not a side hustle. Airbnb is a job. It is work. You are on top of it. You are answering questions. You are setting it up. You are creating a business. So don't think of it as a side hustle. Like, I'm saying it is good. When it's good, it is good. When it's bad, it's bad. When you're making money, you're making money. But if you're not, you're not. But again, let's remember, it is a business. It is not a passive income stream. It's not like a rental property where you buy it, you rent it to a tenant, and you might not hear from the tenant for 3 years. It is, you're renting it out, in every day to 2 to 3 days, someone new's coming in, someone new's leaving. New coming in, new leaving. You gotta make sure the cleaning people are cleaning it, make sure everything's going on. If something breaks, it gets replaced. It's a job. So when you account it as work, as a job, and you calculate the time and the return you're getting, it's not that great. For me, when I calculated it, I said, if I'm not gonna be able to scale up to like at least 10 Airbnbs, it's not worth it for me.
Okay.
Because again, it has to make a certain amount of money for me to waste my energy on it. Otherwise, I could just work more hours, do something else here or there, and make the same amount of money. Like, it needs to make sense, right? Like, I've done a lot of things because it's really cool and exciting, but at the end of the day, like, all right, I need to be cool and excited and make money. So breaking even, a wash, doesn't really help a lot. Now you've asked multiple questions within one thing. You talked about Airbnb, you talked about doing not paying points, you're buying a house and getting owner financing and whatever. Location, location, location. So if you're not in a good location, forget everything, because it doesn't matter what kind of deal you're getting. When the market goes down, if the location is not good, the property is going to suffer bad. Okay? Now, if you're getting an 8.5 rate, initially that might not be that bad if you can then refinance to a more conservative loan. I mean, I'm doing investment property loans for 1 to 4 family properties, and the last one we did was 2.875, 30-year rate as an investment property. So, I mean, obviously you'd save money right away by buying it, waiting 6 months to 12 months to refinance. But again, I don't like single family homes. I've said it 1,000 times, and I'll say it 1,000 more times. I don't like them. They're extremely hard to become profitable. There's only a few places that really, it's decent, and it's still not great, because in that same market, if they got a fourplex, it would be even better. So Why spin your wheels? Because the idea in this rental property game where I'll buy a condo, practice, and then get to a duplex or a fourplex, theoretically sounds like a good idea. In practicality, that is a bad way to do it because your first loan is easiest. Every loan after your first loan, it gets harder and harder to get a loan. So don't make it harder on your...
Let me ask a question really quick.
Yeah.
You say that is the hardest because of the debt to ratio that it gets higher and higher?
Debt to income ratio gets higher to higher. Now, for example, you're gonna say, well, Pascal, this guy's gonna give me owner financing. And I'm gonna say, Nico, your debt to income still counts because just because it doesn't show up on your credit score, when they audit your financials, when they check your bank account, and they say, let's see how much money this guy made, and then they're gonna see in your Schedule E, there's an interest expense associated to that rental property. They're gonna say, okay, well, tell me how much is the monthly payment. Now that's going into your debt to income ratio. Now, if you're refinancing that property and lowering the payment, the debt to income ratio should become better because now you're going from an 8% rate to a 3% rate, 2% rate. So it should work, but don't get caught up in the mix. Like I told you before, first thing you should do, refinance your house, make your home mortgage payment lower because your big trip up I see with people having is their DTI is too high that they cannot get the second property. First thing you do is refinance your first mortgage, then you get a home equity line of credit so you have more cash. Now you have more cash to put down payment on your next investment property, and because your first two loans are so low, it should become easier to get the next loan for the next rental property. And it's easier to cash flow a multi-unit property. I know multi-unit properties cost more than a condo or a house sometimes, but the cash flow is higher and the expenses are lower and you net out more money, so your DTI is actually going to become stronger in that scenario. Now it sounds counterintuitive, but if you run the numbers come out that way. If you're not a numbers person, just take my word for it, a majority of the time, you're gonna be better off in a multi-unit. Extremely rare have I seen you ever be successful in a condo. 99.9% of the time, condos are not profitable to you.